At this place in history, we're in Peacham with Steve Perkins, the executive director of the Vermont Historical Society. Steve, what brings us here this week?
So, Mike, we are standing on the grounds of what was the Caledonia County Grammar School, later to become Peacham Academy, really an integral part of this community for over 150 years. We're going to go chat with Frank Miller, who attended Peacham Academy, also happens to be the vice president of the Peacham Historical Association. So we're going to head up to the site of the original building.
The residents of the new Caledonia County were scrambling to decide who's going to get the courthouse and who's going to get the school. And Peacham decided to seek the grammar school because they knew that if the population was exceeded in another town, they'd lose the courthouse. They got the charter from the legislature in 1795, and the school was open for business in 1797. Now, the original school was actually up on top of the hill here. In those early years, Thaddeus Stevens was one of our students here. He, of course, was key to the abolition movement. Having people from surrounding communities here every day really kind of grew the vision of the people of town as to what the world might look like.
Peacham Academy long predated most other academies that you could find in New England as being co-ed.
The academy accepted a co-ed population of students for most of its history. In 1843, it was time to replace it. And they decided at that time to move it right here. The academy really took off in the early 1900s. That continued until about 1965. Financial realities started to impact the school, and by 1971 they were no longer viable. I actually went to junior high there in '66. And the graduating class was 71, last one. The academy closed, they had a big auction. 1976, a big fire started in the belfry of the academy and burned it down.
Most of these buildings were associated with the academy. And it wasn't just kids from Peacham, right? I mean, there were kids, there were dorms here, kids were living here.
Yeah.
And in the 60s, because of the financial pressures, they made a shift to have a boarding student population. So suddenly we had many students from Massachusetts, Connecticut, but also as far away as Texas and Colorado. And this building behind us was the gymnasium. It was originally the Methodist church in Peacham that was converted.
And there's still a gym on the top floor of it. It's a town hall.
The boys' dormitory was built in 1963. That's the long building at the top of the hill. That was the science building. That was built in 1965. And then on this side, we have the alumni house, and that was a girls' dorm and a couple of classes in home economics, and that was where the cafeteria was.
If people do want to visit and learn more about Peacham Academy, how do they do that?
We are online at peachamhistorical.org. Our facilities are open throughout the warmer months on Thursday mornings, and appointments can be made.
A legacy of education as a community value at this place in history.